Hey guys, World Illuminator 11 here. Welcome to my channel and welcome to my second video. I just wanted to jump in today and talk about the importance of inner union for twin flames. And right now is in September 2020 as I record this video. And the reason why I'm talking about the importance of inner union for twin flames is because there are two types of union. There's the union that with the divine counterpart following separation, and then there is inner union that comes first before and that is union within an individual, so within the divine feminine and also union within the divine masculine. And this is the union that I want to talk to because it is a stepping stone. It is part of the process. The whole twin flame journey is a process, and getting that union, that self-love, that union within yourself is part of the process leading you to union with your divine counterparts. However, the reason why I want to concentrate on this is because, as most of us know, and some of us might not know, but our planet is going through ascension at this moment, and the twin flames are very an important part of this ascension. We are here to help with this ascension process, and the reason is because both divine masculines and divine feminines, separately and also together, after union as a couple doing their life as part of their life purpose, are actually meant to help with raising the vibration of the planet and also raising the vibration of humanity. And the way we tend to be able to raise the vibration of humanity as is from having that inner union first and then working together as a divine couple to actually be able to spread love, unconditional love, compassion, forgiveness, kindness, peace, joy, happiness, and those kind of things, to then be able to spread those out into the world, because we know them within ourselves first, we know them together as a couple, and then we can spread that to the rest of the world. And the reason why is also because humanity is going through a huge awakening right now, and some people realize that this awakening is happening, and about 5% of the 8 billion people in the world are awakened, and people are awakening more and more each day. And this is happening more and more this 2020 as we go forward with this year and into the years to come. And it is so important because there is that big number, that 95% of the 8 billion people who have not awakened yet. And this is where twin flames come in. This is where twin flames are here to help raise the to help others to awaken and realize all the things that have been going on in the world, in our world, for all these years. So, and it is also important that twin flames get to show, or divine masculines, divine feminines, by themselves, get to show their uniqueness, their individuality, their creativity. And for a very long time, a lot of us have been sort of stuck, or been working in, for example, jobs that really do not serve us, or doing things that no longer serve us anymore, whether it's to do with addiction, and just not actually doing a job that you love, or living in fear, living in ego, focusing on things that don't really matter. However, now it is about changing those things and working on yourself and getting that inner union, and realizing that there is a bigger power above us. There is something bigger going on in this world and on our planet, and that we are part of this, and we are here to help with this ascension process. And so it is also about, for example, where jobs were not, it's about people realizing, working on themselves, and realizing the things that actually help lights them up inside, the things that makes your heart sing, whether it might be to do with creativity, or even starting a business of your own, whether it's something to do with entertainment, science, it could be to do with the plant, the nature, things to do, maybe to working with animals, maybe working with the environment to help with the climate, anything that makes you, whether it's healing, starting up a retreat. So all those things. So this is about people, twin flames coming, working with themselves and coming into union and realizing and finding out what it is that truly makes their heart sing, and going for those things and working on those and helping to bring them out and their uniqueness and individuality in the new earth that is coming up. So basically, I'm here to discuss the fact that it is now time for us as Twin Flames to step up. We are being called to step up. We are being urged. We are being encouraged to step up and take over, and take and remember who we are, and take on our power and do the things that we came into this world to do, what our soul really desires for us to do. We are also being pushed into stepping up. And when I say being pushed into stepping up, I'm talking about separation, which is also a part of the process of the whole twin flame journey. And this separation is basically happening so that a lot of twin flames are in separation at this point in time. A lot of twin flames are in separation, and this separation is happening so that we can grow as individuals. We've all grown up in a world where everything has been focused on the ego. We were conditioned, we were socialized into a certain way of being, and we created like this person. I'll talk about myself, for example. I created the Sandra that, I had built up this Sandra in my whole life, of this person that I am, who really wasn't my true authentic self. But that all came from conditioning. That all came from the things that happened to me as a child. Like, I suffered abuse as a child, for example, and I started building up this, I didn't have, even though I might have seemed like really confident and outgoing on the outside, there was this lack of self-confidence, this lack of high self-esteem, this like traumas that I had experienced, and a childhood that I experienced, suppressing my emotions, suppressing my true feelings, and just not being my true authentic self. And the reason why we then are forced to, we go into the separation, the process of separation, is to help us to heal, as twin flames, so that we can then stand up in our power as the true divine feminines and divine masculines that we are. And for this to happen, we have to let go of the ego. We have to actually stand up and really heal our lives, forgive the things that happened when we were children, forgive the things that, release the things that no longer serve us, and really step into our power, because that is what we are being called to do. So, it's literally like, gone are the times of playing it safe, of playing it small, and of hiding behind, whatever the government says and following what the government says, or, just sort of doing what is, or listening to what is force fed to you via the mass media, and going with those things, because we are being somehow urged and pushed into separation that awakens us and makes us realize that there is more to life than the things that we have that we have known all our lives, that we need to heal our lives, and to actually then start taking off that mask and becoming the true authentic self that we are, and find that what really makes our hearts sing, what really makes us tick, and go for those things, because those are the things that are required for us to actually help in doing in the new earth at the same time, whilst we also spread that love, and we also spread, we help others to awaken. So the reason why separation tends to happen is to help us grow. And I, for example, I'll give a couple of examples of myself. I mean, I've already talked about some of it, but for example, I didn't have the self-confidence, the high self-esteem. Something happened to me when I was young, to do with my voice, for instance. And I think, maybe another child in school told me I didn't have a great voice, or, told me I couldn't sing. Someone told me I couldn't sing. And I grew up with this thing saying I did not like the sound of my voice. I didn't like to listen to my voice on a recording. I didn't like to record myself on a video, and I just didn't have that confidence, and now, since separation, I have started growing within myself. I've started realizing that, you know what, actually, I do love my voice. I do not mind. And now I'm, it's still like, wow, I'm actually recording a video that I can go back and watch and listen to myself, and also actually speak to a lot of other people to help them to realize that you can grow from separation, and it is happening to us to help us. It is happening for us to help us grow, not happening to us as something that we're being thrown at. That is, I mean, I know it's painful, and I've been there. I know how tough it is. However, it is all happening. Once you go past that process, you have to go through the process of going through the tough times, the sleepless nights, the pain, and then you start growing as a person, and you start remembering who you are, and you start building up your self-confidence, your self-esteem, and you also realize that, you know what, it's okay even to make mistakes. For example, like if I make mistakes in this video, it's part of the learning process. I've actually learned from the very wise lady who has been helping me on my journey, and Liz, Guided by Angels. I've actually learned that there are no mistakes in this life. They are only lessons, and you learn from whatever it is that may have happened before, with whether it was with your divine counterpart, or something that happened with other people. These are all lessons. We are all here in this world to learn lessons, because as twin flames, for example, as I said, we are being asked to step up and go with our soul mission, and part of our soul mission involves growing as a person. Our souls are here to evolve, and we didn't just come here to sort of have a 9 to 5 job, finish the job, just struggle, have stress all the time. We are here to actually go through these lessons and for our soul to evolve. And that is the reason why separation also partly happens, and it is part of our soul mission to do this. And whilst we're in separation, one of the things that I actually learned and realized is that you are actually not alone. I mean, I spent practically the whole of this year, I've spent in fact, the whole of the second half of last year, from about July, end of July, or from August to December, and then the whole of this year, I've literally spent alone most of the time. And the reason, with COVID having happened as well, but the reason is because we are being given this time of separation to basically grow, to basically remember who we are, and get to a point where we go deep within ourselves and work on ourselves and bring out that inner union, bring out that self-love. And we might think that we are alone on it might look like you are totally alone on the 3D level, but you have other beings helping you on the higher dimensions. You've got your angels, you've got your spirit guides, you've got the creator, the universe. They are all working with you. They are there with you, and you can speak to your angels anytime, actually, and they're there with you, so you are never alone. And they're there encouraging you, guiding you, showing you the way. So basically, this whole thing is all part of the bigger picture. We need, as twin flames, we need to see the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is that there is way more going on than for example, just the pain that you're going through and the tough times that you're going through. And that is because you are being built up to end up in that part of being that person who is in union with themselves, the person who then goes into union with their divine counterparts. So it is so important that we focus on ourselves during this separation process, because that's where you gain that self-love. That's where you gain that self-respect, that you put that focus into yourself, you heal your life, you do things that make you happy, you treat yourself, you go away on I don't know, I went on a retreat, and that was really, really helpful for me. That just the time to get away from, what everything else that's going on in the world. And there is a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world right now. And you get that time to yourself to get to know yourself again, because you probably created a mask, a huge mask, a really thick mask that you need to keep peeling off bit by bit. And this is what happened with me. And I'm still peeling that off, but I've peeled off quite a big part of that mask, and I am working out who I am. I'm getting closer and closer to my true authentic self, the self that can now sit in front of a camera and actually talk about the importance of why the separation happened. But I went through the tough times as well. I struggled for quite some time, but it then opened me up to awaken, to realize that there is more to life than the life that I've always known. And you grow, you grow yourself, you start becoming more in tune with who you are. You start knowing more about who you truly are and why you are here. And you also realize that you deserve to have the life of your dreams. You deserve to not be stressed all the time, to not be doing a job that it keeps you focused on the things that don't really matter at the end of the day. But that you can focus on the things that you love to do, the things that are here to help, because that you realize and and you remember that you're here to make a difference. You're here to help the world with the awakening process. So I just wanted to jump on in this video and just to remind all twin flames that even though you're going through the toughest times, these things are happening not to happen for against you, but to happen to help you get to where you are meant to be. And that as divine masculines and divine feminines, we have been sort of pushed to work separately so that we work on ourselves, because together is really hard for the other person. It's impossible even for the other person to heal the other person. Each person has to heal their life by themselves, and then after healing their lives, after coming into union within themselves, after realizing their importance, their self-worth, and that they have a role to play in this, an important role to play in this world, as separately and also with their divine counterparts, then that cup overflows, that cup of self-love, that cup of being in union with oneself overflows. And only then can one be able to give that love to their divine counterpart truly, and also to give that love to other people. I mean, the worlds that we've grown up in, and that we all know, we have been taught so much that everything is about the ego, that everything is, you get all joy and happiness from outside of yourself. If you have money, if you have loads of money, if you have the control, if you have power, and if you get love from another person, that's how you get love and happiness. But that was a wrong teaching. Her love and inner peace and happiness and joy all comes, that joy, happiness is slightly different from joy. The joy comes from within you. So it is about you getting to that place first within yourself, to then be able to share that with your divine counterparts, with the world, and to help make a difference in this world. So I just wanted to really jump on and say these things, and just to remind everyone that we have a part to play, and it is so important that we start to see the bigger picture as twin flames. We obviously you go through the separation, and it is tough, but and then after going through that, you then start to grow yourself. You then start to become the person that you are truly meant to be. And separation also happens to help you leave behind the ego, to leave behind certain things, that the things that no longer serve you, to leave behind anger, jealousy, greed, even control, envy, those kind of negative things. Fear is a really big one. To leave back the fears of abandonment, codependency, all those things that and do not serve the purpose of you becoming your true authentic self, because that when you leave all those things behind and you grow within yourself, you realize that everything is, you start operating from a place of love, you start operating from a place of unconditional love for yourself, for your counterparts, and you for the rest of humanity and for our planet. So it is about moving on to unconditional love and moving on to things like compassion, understanding, and all these things, unity and togetherness, all this community, all these things that the ego was not focused on. The ego was all about separation, and this is all about togetherness. So it is so important that we remember who we are as twin flames. It is so important that we heal our lives. It is so important that we focus on the bigger picture. It is so important that we focus on what it is that makes us happy, what it is that we want to do to help to make this world a better place, because that is what we are being asked to step up to do. That is why we are being called today to step up as twin flames. That is why separation has happened, so that we can grow, we can come into union within ourselves, so that we can then also help the rest of the world. So to end, I just really wanted to come up and say all these things and hope that it helps somebody out there to realize that you are here for a reason, and you are here as a divine feminine and as a divine masculine to step into your power, to remember who you are, and to just really go for it, to work on yourself and come out on the other side like the phoenix rising from the flames, and be there to help make this world a better place, because this world does need that change. It has come to a time where it is crucial for twin flames to really rise and step into their power. So rise divine feminine, rise divine masculine. This is our time. This is our time to grow and to help make this world a better place. I look forward to seeing you on the next video, and I just wanted to give out this information because I felt this need to actually say this to other people. I mean, I went through my tough time, and I'm still in separation, but it is so important that you get, but I am on this pathway to inner union. That's the most important part. I am on the pathway to inner union within myself. And that is where we all need to be. Because once you start being in that place, you actually you are still learning and working on yourself, but you are also teaching others. And that is where we need to be as twin flames. That is where we need to be as divine feminines. That is where we need to be as divine masculines. So step up today and start healing yourself and focusing on what you want to do, and confidence and so higher self-esteem, and get out there and show people and show yourself, prove to yourself that you have grown and that you did that work to help others and to help yourself and to help others. So it is, I leave that with you, and I just say, rise divine feminine, rise divine masculine. We have a job here to do here on earth, and we are being asked to step up. Love, peace, positivity, and light to you, and I'll see you on the next video.